18-inch rims for 2021 will be retained for 2022, and also 4 specifications of Formula 2 tyre. Travel tyres on this car at the moment, and that's because all tyres are delivered to Formula 2 teams and drivers on the race weekend. There'll be 5 sets of dry weather tyres available for both sprint and feature races. 3 sets of the harder or prime tyres and 2 sets of the softer or option tyres. Those are chosen weekend by weekend by tyre supplier Pirelli, who have one of 4 options to choose from: the hard, the medium, the soft, or the super soft, to give Formula 2 teams the best possible chance to get the tyres in the window over a race weekend. There's a massive difference between the construction, how the tyre is built, and also the compound, the rubber of which the surface of the tyre is made, between Formula 2 and Formula 1. That's because the downforce levels of Formula 2 cars are nowhere near where they're at in F1, and the power levels are not quite so high either. The other big difference, of course, is no tyre warming apparatus is allowed at all in Formula 2. So tyres need a very, very different compounded construction to be able to work from absolutely cold in the pit lane to delivering at working temperature on the track. Getting the tyres nailed within only a brief period in practice and qualifying is a massive variable to success for Formula 2 teams, and something the rookies really struggle with when starting their first campaign. The delivery on a Pirelli tyre is very specific due to their tendency to not like temperature on the surface, and due to their tendency to have a softer sidewall to deliver grip to the road. Braking in Formula 2 is run through a dual hydraulic system with no power assistance like you would get in your road car, making the force on the pedal very, very hard for the driver and actually quite physical in terms of maximising braking performance. Drivers are exceptionally good at feeling pressure rather than angle, which is why brakes are so aggressive and hard in these cars. The hydraulic system is driven by the cylinders behind the pedal box, which provide a hydraulic pressure all the way through to the 4 wheels of the car in what's called the braking balance or bias, the separation of braking between the front and rear wheels. They then run via lines through to the brake caliper. Formula 2 brake calipers are 6-piston brake calipers, which mean they have 3 pistons per side pushing the brake pads into the brake discs to slow the car, essentially turning the speed of the car into heat energy, which is then dissipated through the venting in the discs. Formula 2 brakes are carbon fibre, and the pads are carbon fibre too. They're much lighter, as the braking system is all what we'd call unsprung mass on the outside of the car, outside of the spring rate delivery. They run at a much higher temperature and also run much more efficiently to steel brakes, which drivers, for example, would have in Formula 3 or lower feeder series. What they don't do, though, is perform very well when they're cold, generating quite a big learning process for drivers coming into the category for the first time, as when they press the brakes straight out of the pits, really, absolutely nothing happens. A shock for the debutants, certainly, when they get out on track for the first test.